things you love when you're an ISTP, solo pursuits, and self-teaching. Only the autodidacts are free. ISTPs are a type perfectly calibrated to understand and figure things out. They are, whether they would consciously see themselves this way or not, puzzle and problem solvers. Often we take a feature that stands out about a person or type, then make that far too salient in the descriptions. Because ISTPs can be practical and hands-on, sometimes we assume that's what they are mainly, which isn't really the case. In many situations, ISTPs are not going to be that different from INTPs in their intellectual and even nerdy vibes, and that's certainly a common mistype as a result. So you could think of ISTPs as being the most versatile and wide-ranging problem solvers. People who can tinker wherever their impulse takes them. When they're in certain modes or moods, they're going to come across as thinking, intuitive types. And in some sense, that is what they are, based on their functions. ISTPs love nothing more than a day spent working on hobbies, projects, or simply just learning something. Typically on their own. That solitude and the ability to deeply sink in to what they're working on or analyzing is like the ultimate state of being or even flow state for them. Those are the circumstances most conducive to deep focus, concentration, and at times an almost hypnotic absorption in what they're working on. I wouldn't say that ISTPs are opposed to trusting authorities on a topic, but that's rarely enough for them to feel any kind of confidence in what they're being told. They have to get their literal or metaphorical hands on a thing to pick it apart, to understand it for themselves, in their own words, to see how it matches up with the knowledge, skill set, and logical framework that already exists in their mind. So they're one of the types most likely to resonate with being an autodidact, someone whose main knowledge base and skill set comes from self-directed learning, mastery, and freedom. Initially, these were separate points, but I put these together because they're linked, as the following quite lengthy quote highlights. Eventually, you will hit upon a particular field, niche, or opportunity that suits you perfectly. You will recognize it when you find it because it will spark that childlike sense of wonder and excitement. It will feel right. Once found, everything will fall into place. You will learn more quickly and more deeply. Your skill level will reach a point where you will be able to claim your independence from within the group you work for and move out on your own. You will determine your circumstances as your own master. You will no longer be subject to the whims of tyrannical bosses or scheming peers. Okay, that's slightly hyperbolic. ISTPs aren't going to be trying to master every single skill or thing they're involved in. However, that movement towards mastery or competence or proficiency is certainly a common denominator between them. ISTPs don't like to be bad or even average at the things they're doing if they can help it. They want to be skilled and able. This is very much connected to their desire for freedom and flexibility. In fact, this is a mindset that underlies most of what they do. If they are knowledgeable and skilled and competent and operating at a high level with whatever skills they have, then they are less dependent on people, relationships, bosses, jobs, institutions, you name it. It allows them to rise above or sidestep so many of the things that annoy them in life, such as having to rely on a system that isn't logical or efficient, or needing to play politics with people who might be the gatekeepers to things they need in life. To them, knowledge is not just power, it's freedom too. If you're an ISTP, then please let me tie you down to commitment by subscribing to the channel. And if you want to take our relationship to the next level, feel free to join the Love Who Discord too.